Jimmy, for the home opener, how good did that feel both offensively and defensively down the stretch?
Felt great. Big-time atmosphere, big-time shots. It's good to get the first one at home.
Talk to me about your attention to detail. This was an amazing offensive game, but some great defensive plays. The off-the-ball switches, making sure they can't go at small defenders. How much have you guys talked about and paid attention to some of those kind of intricate off-ball switches?
I mean, we've seen it a lot. We've been working on it all training camp. And more than anything, if you just play hard, hustle, be in the right places, good things happen.
How about that three? Al Horford finding you. You were ready for it, and you railed it. That might have been the shot of the night after Steph had done everything.
I don't know. Steph hit some really big ones. He's like I told you, I always got a chance when we get him the ball. That's the best part of this game.
And you all got to the free throw line as well. You were 7 for 8. Steph was 8 for 8. What are you thinking about that battle that you bet Draymond, like you could beat Steph when it comes to his free throw shooting percentage?
I think they're going to check the tape and give me my free throw back that I missed. And I'm going to be back to 100%.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah.
Fans going to get ready for this, Jimmy, the whole season? Is this what the Western Conference is going to feel like night after night?
I sure hope so. And I hope so night after night. The fans going to show up and show out, and we're going to keep getting these dubs.
Hey, talk to me about your confidence in these types of close clutch games, your ability to finish them out, going two-man game with Steph Kerr, but there's other options you can go to as well.
Yeah, we got so many guys that are so talented that can do so many things well. Just move the ball, shoot it when you're open, pass it when you're not. The game's very simple, and if all else fails, throw the ball to 30.
Jimmy, thanks for stopping. We really appreciate it. We'll see you on the plane.
All right.
Jimmy Butler with us. The Warriors win it.
When did you kind of decide to go to the jumbo lineup late? And I mean, was that like a coach's discussion?
Yeah, it was during a timeout. Terry suggested it. Chris DeMarco also suggested it. They just thought the way Steph was going with Jimmy out there, we were going to score. That was my biggest concern. Could we execute? They just reminded me we have Steph and Jimmy, and they'll find a way to score, and they did. And it was fantastic to watch the defense with that kind of size and length. Our guys did a great job finishing what was just a phenomenal basketball game.
I know you've spent, probably a month talking about various combinations. Is that one you even thought you might go to?
We never even talked about that combination until tonight. But it just felt like the right thing to do. I mean, they were having their way with us throughout the game. They shot 54%. Gordon with 50. I mean, we just couldn't stop them. And so we felt like to win the game, we were going to have to get our best defensive lineup on the floor, our most athletic lineup, and obviously Steph and Jimmy, handled the offensive side of the balls, but we had a lot of guys step up and make big plays. Al knocking down shots, J.K. with the steal, the layup, the big rebound down the stretch. So it was really fun to watch that group that's never played together close a game against one of the best teams in the league.
Steve, down the stretch, how good was Draymond Green? He got the stop on Jokic to force overtime. Then in overtime, seemed like he had several big plays on the defensive side of the floor.
Yeah, it was huge. I mean, part of the benefit of playing the bigger lineup was we could put Draymond on Murray, which our defensive coaches were suggesting, just so that he could switch the pick and roll with Al, and so he ended up on Jokic, and Draymond has just an incredible knack for making enormous defensive plays. He just has a feel for angles and beating people to the spot, and then being able to challenge with those long arms and that anticipation, and that was quite a play.
Just to confirm, Steph said he didn't think this group had ever, even in practice, played together.
No.
Yeah, and in this lineup, who's the shooting guard?
You make the pick.
I was going to say Draymond, probably. Draymond, maybe?
Jimmy or J.K., I guess.
Okay.
Draymond's the 4, Al's the 5. But it doesn't matter, and that's kind of modern basketball, positionless play, two-way play. If you can space the floor, this is why Al is just such an enormous addition for us. The ability to put him on Jokic down the stretch, and then also have him stretch the floor and make big shots. That's why he's the player he is.
I was say, could you go up minutes with him because you know he's not playing tomorrow night a little bit? Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, Steve. Seems like there are a lot of like overtimes happening right now, right? Already at the beginning of the season. How are you planning to prepare the team, to get ready, like, from the physical?
I'm sorry, I can't quite hear you.
Oh, I said, it seems like there are a lot of like overtimes happening right now already at the beginning of this NBA season. How are you planning to prepare the team to get ready for this?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be in great condition, and I'm glad we were able to keep the minutes down, in regulation, so that even in a 53-minute game, you look at the box score, it's not bad. Steph at 37, Jimmy at 38. Obviously, we don't, want to do that all year long, but certain games require this kind of commitment. It's a huge win for us with the back-to-back tomorrow. We're going to be shorthanded. Al won't play. We'll play a lot of people tomorrow to use our depth and try to go get another one. But, this was a great win against a great team.
Quinton Post reveals what Stephen Curry did that mattered more than scoring. Quinton Post is quickly becoming one of the most intriguing young talents on the Golden State Warriors roster. In his rookie season, he quietly made a name for himself, shooting an impressive 40.8% from three-point range and averaging 8.1 points per game. As a modern stretch big, he's carved out a valuable role in the Warriors' rotation, and he's not done yet. During the preseason, Post continued to show his offensive potential, especially in a standout performance against the Portland Trail Blazers where he dropped 16 points, including 3 three-pointers. But when asked about his recent success, Post didn't take the credit for himself. Instead, he pointed to one major factor: Stephen Curry. "What you saw out there, that's just the effect of having Steph Curry on the floor," Post said. "He makes everything so much easier for everyone on offense. And defensively, I think we handled things much better than the last time we faced them." The game marked Curry's return after missing the previous matchup against the Lakers. And he didn't disappoint, putting up 28 points and leading the Warriors to a 118-111 win over Portland. "This was a big statement game for him," Post added. "He sat out last game, and then came back and just took over. He said something before tip-off that really stuck with me. But more than anything, it's his leadership, the way he sets the tone, that makes the biggest difference." While Curry leads the way offensively, Post is focused on improving where it really matters for his position: rebounding. Despite his offensive contributions, Post pulled down only 2 defensive rebounds in the game. Not enough, he admits, for a player in his role. "We did a better job controlling the pace, but we still had too many turnovers. And on defense, I'm not even sure what the rebounding numbers were. I just know I need to be better. That's my priority right now, becoming a more effective rebounder." Last season, Post faced criticism for his defensive inconsistency. He knows that if he wants to keep growing and solidify his role long-term, that's the area he has to improve. Fortunately, he's not doing it alone. With the mentorship of Al Horford, who shares a similar playing style as a stretch 5, Post is in the right environment to evolve. If he continues to develop, especially on the defensive end, Quinton Post could be a key piece in the Warriors' rotation for years to come. And with Steph Curry leading by example, he's got one of the best blueprints in the game to learn from. But what makes Post's comments so striking isn't just his humility, it's the deeper acknowledgement of how Stephen Curry continues to reshape the game without always needing to light up the scoreboard. For a young player like Post, recognizing the power of Curry's off-ball move, leadership, and court gravity shows a level of maturity that's catching the attention of coaches and analysts alike. Internally, sources close to the team say the coaching staff has been impressed with Post's approach during training camp. While his shooting numbers draw the headlines, it's his willingness to learn and take ownership of his weakness, like rebounding and defensive, that's earned him growing respect in the locker room. In particular, his openness about needing to improve on the glass has resonated with veterans like Draymond Green and Kevin Looney, who have both taken on mentoring roles with him in recent weeks. During practices, Post has been seen working closely with assistant coaches focusing on boxing out drills, rebounding reads, and interior footwork, a sign that he's committed to rounding out his game. Outside of the Warriors camp, Post's preseason performance and his comments about Curry sparked interest across NBA media. Analysts on national shows highlighted the quote about Curry making everything easier, using it as yet another example of the intangible impact the two-time MVP has on his teammates. Former players and commentators have also pointed out that this kind of awareness, especially from a rookie, is rare, and could signal that Post has the mindset to stick in the league. "You don't hear a lot of young bigs talking like that," said one analyst during a post-game breakdown. "He understands the game beyond just stats. That's huge." Looking ahead, the Warriors see Post as a potential long-term piece, someone who can eventually fill a similar role to Al Horford, a smart, versatile big who stretches the floor, moves the ball, and plays within the system. If he can elevate his rebounding and improve his defensive reads, he may even find himself closing games down the line. For now, though, Post remains focused on the next step. "There's still so much I need to work on," he said after the win over Portland. "But being around guys like Steph, Draymond, Looney, it's helping me grow faster. I just want to keep earning my minutes." As the regular season approaches, all eyes will be on whether Post can carry his preseason momentum into meaningful games. And if he does, with Curry still drawing defenders and opening lanes, the Warriors might have found a valuable new weapon hiding in plain
Leaving
sight.
from Oracle now, and that's a good amount of seasons to build something and win games here.
Yeah, I mean, we're very comfortable here now, and crowds have been great. The arena's beautiful. It took some time. I remember the first night I stood in that locker room and looked at Steph and Dre and Klay, and we were all looking at each other like, this is so weird. We were so used to Oracle. But, over time, this has really become home, and we love the crowd. We love the vibe out there. I've talked about this before, but the fact that the building was purposely built to be intimate and not a massive, vacuous stadium, but it feels like a basketball arena out there. It's a great place to play.
Hey, Steve. Steph had that big scratch on his arm, and it's not the first time he's been scratched up like that. Do you guys worry about the physicality it takes off ball, and are there ways for you guys to sort of mitigate that?
We do, but I don't worry about the scratch. I worry about a Charlie horse or something. But that's pretty common. I mean, it's amazing, how often you see guys just scratched up. It's a physical game out there, but we're used to that. All the players are used to that.
Steven, you've always or have said that Jonathan, JK's got to be a 3 in the league to have greater success or play like a 3 or shoot like whatever it is. When he's now with Draymond and Jimmy, is he the 3 or is he the 4? Is it being blended?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what he is. It matters if those 3 guys can play together consistently, and what that means, what that entails, is the most important thing for us. So we got to execute. We have to run. We can't get bogged down in the half court. One of the best things we've done since we got Jimmy was just create spacing around him. He's one of the best isolation players in the league. But with that first group, if we're going to expect to just isolate Jimmy, the defense is going to be packed in the paint. And we can do that with the top of the second quarter group when we have Quinton Post out there, Buddy Hield. We put shooting around him. So for those 3 guys to play together, we got to be great defensively, and we got to sprint the floor, and then we have to execute offensively. We have to get movement. We have to take advantage of Steph. That's what we didn't do in the first half the other night, and we did do in the third quarter. You saw JK get the slip layup. You saw him, setting screens for Steph, and then of course he knocked down threes, and if he can knock down threes at a consistent rate, then that makes everything a lot easier. But we have to get better with a lot of things for that to work consistently, and we'll be working on that.